Summer doesn't just wear you out, it puts your car through the ringer multiple times over. Outdoor temperatures can soar past 100 degrees Celsius, and inside the cabin, it can climb to over 150 degrees Celsius, hot enough to crack leather seats, fade paint, or cause the engine to overheat mid-drive. But with just a few simple habits, you can keep your car cooler, more durable, and more fuel efficient all summer long. In this video, we'll go over 16 super easy tips that even the busiest person can apply to keep their car clean, cool, and running as smoothly as if it were brand new. You'd be awesome if you gave this video a like. One, cover the windshield and dashboard with a heat-reflective shield. If you've ever opened your car door at noon under the blazing sun and felt like stepping into a mobile oven, then you know just how crucial a heat-reflective shield is. The temperature inside the cabin can exceed 140 degrees Celsius after just 30 minutes of parking in the sun, with the windshield and dashboard taking the worst hit. When sunlight hits directly, UV and infrared rays not only heat up the air, but also cause plastic, leather, and rubber on the dashboard to crack, blister, and fade quickly. A good heat-reflective shield can lower the car's interior temperature by 30 to 40 degrees while blocking UV rays from damaging interior materials. It takes just 10 seconds to unfold and place it on the windshield, and you're protecting thousands of dollars in your car's future value. If you don't have a dedicated shield, a light-colored towel or piece of cardboard can work in a pinch, though it's less effective at blocking heat absorption. Don't forget that the dashboard houses sensitive electronics like light sensors, airbags, and the central air conditioning system, all of which are vulnerable to heat. When they overheat, their performance drops, and you'll notice the AC getting weaker over time. So, covering the windshield and dashboard isn't just about keeping the car cooler when you return. It also extends the lifespan of the interior and electronic components inside. 2. Dry out the car's floor and damp interior. Many people focus on washing the car's exterior while overlooking that the interior can become a moisture trap that damages it over time. During rain, wet shoes or water vapor trapped under floor mats can seep into the carpet, creating a perfect breeding ground for mold and bad odors. Just a few days of summer heat, with interior temperatures exceeding 120 degrees Celsius, can turn that moisture into a persistent, unpleasant smell that clings to seats, carpets, and even the air conditioning system. Not only does moisture cause odors, but it also damages soundproofing padding, corrodes the floor frame, and oxidizes wiring underneath. Many older cars develop rusted floors or faulty sensors, and owners are clueless about the cause, when the culprit is often moisture trapped during summer. So, after rain or if water spills in the car, carefully check under the mats and in hidden corners behind the seats. If you find dampness, lift the mats, wipe the area dry, and open the windows for a few minutes to let air circulate. 3. Cover the gear shift and seatbelt buckles. Anyone who's parked their car in the midday sun knows the feeling of touching the gear shift and feeling like they've grabbed a red-hot coal. Sunlight streaming through the windows doesn't just heat the air, it makes metal parts, like the gear shift, seatbelt buckles, or chrome trim so hot they can burn your skin in seconds. Some people use their sleeves or a piece of paper to shield them temporarily, but that's only a short-term fix and doesn't offer lasting protection. The simplest solution is to use a small thermal sleeve or insulating fabric to cover areas directly exposed to sunlight. It takes just seconds, but makes a clear difference. You won't have to wince or jump when opening the car door. If you don't have specialized gear, a thick sock, a light-colored cloth, or even a drink koozie can do the trick. When needed, just remove it and you're done. The key point is that high temperatures don't just cause burns. They also degrade rubber, plastic, and coated surfaces faster. After one summer, many cars start showing peeling coatings or faded, blotchy patches around the gear shift and seatbelt buckles. This isn't due to the car's age, but rather UV rays and heat breaking down materials over time. 4. Turn the steering wheel 180 degrees when parking in the sun. At midday, when you open the car door and touch the steering wheel, the burning sensation is enough to make anyone jump. The interior temperature of a car parked in the sun can exceed 130 degrees Fahrenheit in just 15 minutes, and the steering wheel takes the brunt of it. Leather, plastic, or other materials on the wheel absorb heat rapidly, making the surface feel like a frying pan. Over time, UV rays also cause the wheel to crack, fade, and peel, damage that's both unsightly and costly to replace. A super simple trick few people know. Before leaving the car, rotate the steering wheel 180 degrees. The part you usually grip will be on the bottom, in the shade, preserving its durability and keeping it from getting scorched. When you return, just turn it back to its original position, and you can drive right away without waiting for it to cool or wiping it with a wet cloth. Pair this with a windshield heat shield for even better results. 5. Use dryer sheets to deodorize the car. Summer doesn't just bring intense sunlight and high temperatures, it also causes lingering odors in the cabin that annoy many drivers without them knowing the source. In reality, high temperatures amplify smells from everything in the car: carpets, leather seats, plastic dashboards, dust, and moisture. If you've ever opened the car door after a few hours in the sun and smelled a musty, stale odor, that's when bacteria and mold are thriving. A surprisingly simple solution is to use dryer sheets. Just place a few under the seats, in storage compartments, or stick them to the AC vents, and bad odors will be neutralized quickly. The mild fragrance from dryer sheets isn't overpowering like air fresheners and also absorbs light moisture, making the cabin air more pleasant. When the air conditioning runs, the airflow spreads the scent throughout the car, creating a clean, fresh feeling like a new vehicle. 6. Start the car and wait 30 seconds before driving. Many people have the habit of starting the engine and immediately shifting into gear to drive, especially during rushed mornings. But in reality, every engine needs time to stabilize and lubricate its system before running, especially in summer. It might sound odd since most think warming up is only for winter, but hot weather causes oil to thin out faster, making initial lubrication uneven. When you start the engine, the oil is still settled at the bottom of the oil pan. If you rev the engine or start moving right away, internal components, like the camshaft, pistons, or bearings, operate with insufficient oil for the first few seconds. Those few seconds are enough to wear down metal surfaces and shorten the engine's lifespan. So, let the car idle for about 30 seconds to allow the oil to circulate fully through the system before gently driving off. Some worry that idling wastes gas, but in reality, 30 seconds of warming up uses less than 0.01 gallons of fuel. Driving immediately, however, can burn more fuel due to increased friction and the engine constantly adjusting itself. During that brief wait, you can buckle your seatbelt, adjust mirrors, turn on the AC, or pick your music, saving time while ensuring the car is ready to perform at its best. Like, if you think more people need to know this. 7. Balance between opening windows and using the AC. Many believe turning on the AC as soon as possible cools the car faster, but how you use the air conditioning and windows can significantly impact fuel consumption. In summer, the AC is the biggest gas guzzler after the engine itself. When driving slowly or stuck in traffic, the compressor works non-stop while the engine runs at low RPMs, causing a sharp spike in fuel use. In those moments, cracking the windows a few inches to let air circulate naturally is a much smarter choice. Hot air escapes faster without running the AC at full blast. On the other hand, when driving on the highway, open windows create significant drag. Air rushing into the cabin creates resistance, forcing the engine to work harder to maintain speed. In that case, running the AC at a moderate level with the windows closed is more fuel efficient than keeping them open. One small tip: Don't turn on the AC right after starting a hot car. Let the regular fan run for 1 to 2 minutes to push out hot air before switching to cooling mode. Also, clean the AC air filter regularly, as built-up dirt forces the fan to work harder, wasting fuel and reducing cooling efficiency. 8. Listen for a hissing sound at the gas cap. Many people have opened their gas cap and heard a hiss, like air escaping, then worried the car might have a leak or issue with the fuel system. In reality, this is completely normal, especially in hot weather or after a long drive. When the car runs, gasoline vapors expand and create pressure inside the tank. When you open the cap, that pressure releases suddenly, causing the hiss, like opening a can of soda. The key is to distinguish a normal hiss from signs of an actual leak. A light hiss with no strong gas smell or lingering vapor is nothing to worry about. But if you feel intense heat, smell a strong gas odor, or notice wet spots around the filler neck, it could signal abnormal pressure from a loose cap, cracked rubber seal, or a clogged evap system. Uncontrolled fuel vapor can lead to wasted gas and even trigger the check engine light. 9. Turn the glove box into a mini fridge. In summer, nothing beats having a cool drink in the car, but not everyone wants to lug around a bulky cooler. Few know that many modern cars have a glove box connected to the air conditioning system, which you can turn into a super convenient mini fridge. When the AC is on, just open the small vent flap inside the glove box, and cold air will flow directly in, keeping drinks or snacks from melting. If your car doesn't have this feature, you can still create a simple version. Place a water bottle in the glove box and run the AC for a few minutes. Cool air from the dashboard area will lower the temperature inside faster than usual. It won't freeze the water, but it'll keep things cool enough for your trip. Another small trick: wrap drinks in a damp cloth before placing them in the glove box. The evaporating moisture helps cool them faster. 10. Close the vanity mirror when driving. Many people, especially female drivers, leave the vanity mirror on the sun visor open for quick checks or convenience at stoplights. But few realize that the small mirror on the visor can be a hidden hazard if left open while driving. In a sudden stop or minor collision, that little glass can pop out, shatter, and injure front seat passengers. Plus, sunlight reflecting off the mirror can cause glare, distracting the driver, especially in the morning or late afternoon when the sun is low. Over time, leaving the mirror open can also cause the glass to crack, discolor, or lose its reflective coating due to direct UV exposure. Some newer cars have mirrors with built-in LED lights, which can overheat, melt adhesive, short circuit, or burn out the bulb. So, it's best to only open the mirror when the car's fully stopped and close it immediately after use. This small action protects both the driver and the car from unnecessary damage. 11. Don't leave items on the dashboard when parking in the sun. Many people casually place items on the dashboard: phones, power banks, water bottles, sunglasses, gum, or lighters. But when your car is parked under the blazing sun, these seemingly harmless items can turn into mini bombs. When interior temperatures exceed 140 degrees, plastic, batteries, or pressurized cans can expand and potentially explode. There have been cases where phones or power banks caught fire on the dashboard after being left for just a few hours in the midday heat. Not only is this dangerous, but sunlight streaming through the windshield also turns the dashboard into a heat-reflecting surface, causing items to melt or leave marks. Clear plastic water bottles are even riskier. Under direct sunlight, they act like a magnifying lens, potentially burning the surrounding leather or plastic surfaces. Even simple items like pens or lotion tubes can leak and leave stubborn stains that are hard to clean. 12. Park in the shade but avoid tree sap and insects. On scorching summer days, Everyone wants to park in a cool, shaded spot. However, shade isn't always safe, especially if you park under a tree. Many trees in summer release sap, pollen, or drop fruit, all of which can damage your car's paint. Dried tree sap forms a hard, sticky film that clings to the surface, and scraping it off forcefully can scratch the glossy paint. Plus, the acid in sap or fallen fruit can corrode the paint if left under the sun for too long. Beyond sap, insects and bird droppings are a driver's nightmare. Bird droppings contain high acidity salts and enzymes that, when exposed to heat, quickly eat into the paint, leaving permanent marks. Insects that get squashed while driving dry onto the hood and windshield, sticking tightly. If not cleaned promptly, these stains also become tough to remove blemishes. 13. Apply wax to protect the car's paint before summer. Many people only think about washing their car to remove dirt, forgetting that the paint takes the biggest beating in summer. Harsh sunlight, UV rays, road dust, tree sap, and bird droppings wear down the glossy paint daily. Without protection, within just a few months, the car's surface can become dull and rough and lose its original shine. That's why professionals always recommend waxing at the start of summer. It's like applying sunscreen for your car. Wax acts as a thin protective layer, shielding the paint from direct UV rays and dirt. This makes it easier to wash off grime without heavy scrubbing. In areas prone to tree sap or insects, wax helps prevent stains and corrosion. A single proper wax application can last 2 to 3 months. 14. Check the cooling system and coolant levels. In summer, what makes drivers sweat isn't just the heat. It's watching the temperature gauge on the dashboard shoot into the red zone. The most common cause is a poorly functioning cooling system or low coolant levels. High temperatures force the engine to work harder, and if the radiator is low on coolant or the fluid has lost its effectiveness, the car can overheat within minutes, a dangerous situation, especially on the highway. The cooling system includes the radiator, cooling fan, water pump, belts, and hoses. If any of these fail, whether from leaks, cracked hoses, or a weak fan, temperatures can spike quickly. Before the hot season hits, check the coolant level in the reservoir tank. If it's below the Meiger N rice heat mark, top it up immediately. Never use plain water as a regular substitute, as tap water contains minerals that can form deposits, clogging pipes, and reducing cooling efficiency. 15. Prepare a summer emergency kit. Nobody wants their car to break down in the middle of nowhere, especially in 100-degree IF police summer heat. But it can happen to anyone: a flat tire, overheating engine, or dead battery. Without preparation, just a few minutes standing in the sun can leave you exhausted. That's why every driver should keep a summer emergency kit in their car, even if you think, "I'll never need it." A basic kit should include drinking water, non-perishable snacks, a flashlight, a power bank, jumper cables, a portable tire inflator, a tire repair kit, a first aid kit, and work gloves. For frequent long trips, add a thin blanket, road flares, a compact umbrella, a phone charger, and some spare cash. Everything can fit neatly in a small box in the trunk. Don't forget windshield washer fluid, spare engine oil, and a bit of coolant. These small items can be lifesavers on the highway. 16. Use ice to temporarily cool the car. When your car's AC suddenly feels weak in the scorching heat, sitting in the cabin can feel like being in a mobile oven. But you can't always get the car checked right away. In those cases, a simple yet highly effective trick is to use ice for temporary cooling. It might sound unusual, but this was a quick emergency fix drivers used back when cars didn't have air conditioning. It's easy. Place a small tray or bowl with a few ice cubes on the floor near the AC vents. When the fan blows over the ice, the air becomes noticeably cooler. To avoid water dripping onto the floor, put the ice in a lidded container or a Ziploc bag. It works just as well. Some even use dry ice or cold gel packs, which stay cool longer without leaving a mess. Summer heat can damage your car faster than you think, from the paint and interior to the engine. But with simple tricks like covering the windshield, drying the interior, waxing the paint, checking the cooling system, and keeping an emergency kit, you can keep your car durable, cool, and more fuel efficient in the heat. Don't let the sun wear down your car day by day. If you want more tips like these, please subscribe.